understand small business growth. I was one. Africa is a nation that suffers from incredible disease. When I was coming up, it was a dangerous world, and you knew exactly who they were. It was us versus them, and it was clear who them was. Today, we are not sure who the they are, but we know they're there. This is who's in charge of a nation, but they even brought him back to Yale to address the graduating class in 2001. What was his advice to them? And to the C students, I say, you too can be President of the United States. Yeah. I mean, they always let off the hook. Always. Howard Dean lets out that frat boy scream after he crashes and burns in Iowa. And oh, look at that guy. He's nuts. We can't ever let him near the reins of power. Bush, they don't even mention it when he tells a group of Amish people, July 2004, I trust God speaks through me. Yeah, maybe that's why he's never wrong. It's because God wanted him to be president, God wanted him to invade Iraq, and if you question anything he does, you are questioning the will of God, and therefore it's blasphemous. Of course, another guy with that kind of mentality is Osama bin Laden. But instead of saying throw the net on him, they call it family values, moral values, and all that crap. I mean, Bush 2002 even proposed spending $600 million of taxpayers' money over a 3-year period curing all drug addiction with prayer. And he put a guy on a reproductive drugs advisory committee that controls whether women can get contraceptives or not, who had written a book that claimed that you could cure headaches and PMS and even some kinds of cancer with prayer. Yeah. And even though we're upwards of about 50 million Americans who don't have any kind of health insurance at all now, Bush's solution is, well, at least somebody has federal insurance now. Fetuses. But the mother is not insured. Only the unborn child. I mean, this is what you're looking at with these family values Nazis, which apparently Harper hides behind some of this too. The life of the unborn child is sacred. But once they're born, fuck them. So a single mom can take care of the kid? No. Money for preschool, after school, college, schools, healthcare, job training? Forget it. But we'll happily build you more prisons. Family values on parade. And Bush has now blown $1 billion of public money trying to eliminate sex education in public schools and instead replace it with abstinence only. You know, the only thing you learn is, well, if you don't give in to any of those terrible, sinful, carnal desires until you're married to somebody of the opposite sex in a Christian church, everything will be wonderful, and that's all you need to know. So now, they've yanked the science books, and kids are being taught in some places things like that sweat and tears transmit HIV. You touch somebody's genitals, you will get them pregnant. The LA schools, who should really know better, have it in the era where everybody's got a tight top and a boob job going around, even teenagers, they say, well, you have to resist. You have to resist the desire for sex. There are alternatives, kids. If you start to feel horny, visit a nursing home. Play miniature golf. Or what's the other? Oh yeah, clean out the garage. Oh, you get really, really aroused, you should go clean out the garage. Bush even singled out this woman when he was first proposing this big push for abstinence, who runs a place called the National Abstinence Clearinghouse in that enlightened area known as Sioux Falls, South Dakota, that actually teaches kids about sex by having high school-age teenagers cut out red construction paper hearts and pledge not to have sex, and they're terrorized on the evils of sex by rubber snakes with names like Herbie Herpes, Albert AIDS, poor pregnant Peggy Sue, and Lucy loss of reputation. And then this is what they call intelligent design. You know, granted, America has the worst venereal disease rate with teenagers, the worst teen pregnancy rate of any industrialized country. Well, maybe we should just be teaching masturbation then. Clinton's Surgeon General would propose that, and he fired her within the week. But it shouldn't take me, until I'm over 40 years old, to finally figure out that in the age of HIV and pregnancy and Hep C and not knowing where people have really been in the past, especially in the underground scene, that mutual masturbation the first few times does not automatically make you a bad lover. No, but they don't dare teach that. It might offend the family values people. And they're even having the Center for Disease Control yank AIDS prevention information off their websites. And disease control is like FEMA. You should never politicize that. They keep epidemics from happening. But oh no. Well, we can't have that AIDS prevention information over it. It mentions condoms. And it might encourage premarital sex, or worse yet, promote the homosexual agenda. Ooh, the great big boogeyman that the family values Nazis made everybody pledge to them on in 2004, the homosexual agenda. And it's not as though in San Francisco or amongst my gay friends there was a big push to make gay marriage the front and center issue of gay rights. I mean, stopping homophobia and better education and sensitivity training in the schools and not having kids kicked out of their families' homes when they find out they're gay, and finding a cure for HIV and AIDS was a little more important. But Karl Rove, the Pillsbury doughboy from hell, announced he was going to shove it to the front. Before long, yes, there's a big plot for gay people to marry, and you're either with us to stop it, or you're anti-family. And worse yet, you are embracing and secretly promoting the homosexual agenda.